Today I will take a look at this brand new E-Flite UMX tractor. I mean, it comes in this rather big box then for being a UMX RC airplane, as all UMX RC airplanes come in such a large box. But when you pick up the RC airplane then from the box, it's quite small. It's like that's slightly above 700mm wingspan on this RC airplane. And surprisingly enough, I mean, they have preserved so many details from the like 1.5 from E-Flite then, which is just a fantastic RC airplane. So, I mean, they have this clear canopy with a pilot inside, three-bladed prop, these exhaust pipes on the side, flaps, a great set of LED lights. You even have like braces then for this horizontal stabilizer, and also a metal bracket just for the landing gear. So really solid construction in this RC airplane. I think that the foam, I mean, the wing is really stiff for being a UMX RC airplane, even this rear stabilizer then. And this plane, I mean, in the 1.7 then, you use this piece over here, and you just pull this one back to remove this to enter the battery compartment. But on this one, you just lift the front section like this, and then you can put your battery inside. And this one runs on a 3S or 2S, I think like 300 milliamp battery. So, I mean, it's just too interesting to get this one up in there. So let's go outside and fly the air tractor. Time for maiden flight then on this UMX air tractor. Wow, I mean, this plane is more or less just noiseless. Wow, I mean, it's just a fantastic. Given that the UMX RC airplanes usually just scream like the UMX Timber X. I mean, this is kind of a whining noise when it just fly by, but very enjoyable sound on this RC airplane. Also really easy to move around. I'm doing this on a 100% rate, 30% expo on all surfaces. I have a 3S 350 milliamp battery inside. Really rock solid performance. I'm very impressed by this RC airplane. Very easy just to go around in the sky. Certainly it's not over controlled. I mean, it feels like a little bit like flying my FMS 800mm Warbirds. Very nice performance. Good presence in the sky also. Very good power. I mean, this is just a fantastic flying tiny UMX RC airplane. It really shouldn't really fly this good. No odd behavior whatsoever, and I haven't done any trim on any surface. Just straight out of the box. It's almost just a little bit too quiet, but I won't complain, as I really hate the UMX screaming motor than from like the previous UMX RC airplanes I've tried, but this is just super pleasing. I'm having a hard time imagine anyone would be annoyed by this sound from this RC airplane. I mean, it sounds much better than most of my larger RC airplanes also. Let's try full flaps then. No ballooning. Slows down the plane. I mean, there's no wind today, so really good condition then to Maiden this RC airplane. Still, it's just extremely well controlled. Very easy to move around.
Flaps up.
Now, the yellow, it does disappear a little bit when you're against like the tree background. And this is not a large RC airplane, of course. Visibility will take a hit a little bit compared to larger RC airplanes. But I mean, just full power, it just goes. Really nice performance. I'm very impressed by this tiny plane. Great sounding prop. Just great power and speed. Even inverted flying. Works just great. Very straight, very easy. Nice big loops.
Time remaining 1 minute.
Timer set for 5 minutes. I haven't had any speed controller alarm so far. Pushing 100% then. Well, that was kind of an odd snap roll and wanted to snap. It's like a rocket, like almost like an EDF RC plane, just shoots like a speeding bullet when you push the throttle. There's no ballooning when you go into flaps, really good performance. Slows down, really nice. I suppose you can fly this one even slower. Really slow. Just have some speed in the turns then. I mean, it feels like flying a larger RC airplane when I fly this one. Time to get it down then, timer is up, so let's just try to get this one down in a smooth way. Yeah, very easy. It's a fantastic small little plane, this UMX air tractor. I'm really digging it. This was a really enjoyable and also surprising maiden flight, because I mean, when you have a maiden flight, you don't know what to expect. But I mean, I've complained so much about the screaming noise then from the motors on all of the UMX RC airplanes. So I mean, some of them have been really enjoyable to fly, but the screaming noise just hurts my ear. And then this comes, and I know that they have like the same similar motor in some newer UMX RC airplanes that I haven't tried. But I mean, this one is just so enjoyable to listen to, just compared to the older ones. It does sound a little bit like a small EDF RC airplane, but not in a bad way. It's just so pleasing and just I mean, just fantastic that they hopefully from now on they will never have any screaming UMX RC airplane, which to me at least is very important, because then I certainly just can consider to purchase more of them. And I also suspect that that E-Flite will make more or less, I would suggest more or less, most of their RC airplanes in UMX size. So I mean, just for instance, it would be really great to see like the Valiant in an UMX configuration, or the Cherokee in a UMX configuration, just to mention two, or like the Commander MPD. I mean, they have just lots of RC airplanes, and when you have them like in this UMX size, then I mean, you can fly in so many more places. So I think that this is a great looking one, and I flew this one on a 3S 350 milliamp battery, and I discovered just a few things. That I mean, it's just so noiseless when you fly, really rewarding experience. This is also really well controlled RC airplane, so it's not over controlled in any way. In fact, I could use a little bit more agility than, but I mean, it just flies fantastic, really rock solid in the air. When it comes to grass ops on this RC airplane, if you have like, I mean, this football field was really well lawn and just short grass, and then it's just no problem. But I also tried this one on longer grass, and it's just impossible for this one to take off because the ground clearance, and I mean the weight of this RC airplane, so it will just nose over. And also on landings, I did have actually, I mean, on all landings I did on longer grass, this one just flipped over. So that's something to be aware of, that if you're going to flights on longer grass, just hand toss it. And I mean, I think that the RC plane won't have any damage if you just have a low speed and just nose over a bit. I also think that the flaps works really nice on this RC airplane, so just set it up by the manual. They slow down the RC airplane, so you can fly this one really slow. And it's also at the same time a really speedy RC airplane on 3S batteries. So I mean, anything negative? Well, not really. I think it's just a fantastic small UMX RC airplane, and hopefully this one just sets like the benchmark for all coming UMX RC airplanes, because now I at least finally can start to enjoy these more or less noiseless UMX RC airplanes.